Well, hello there, trucking fans. Welcome back to the Grizzly Bear Sims Gaming Network. I appreciate you coming back. My name is Jerry, and yes, we are going to play a little American Truck Simulator today. We are here in San Rafael, California, and we're going to go and pick up our job for today. Um, got the Track IR working here in the truck, so do bear with me. For those of you that have been tuning in each and every day, for farm sim videos, thank you very much. Nothing is going to change. We're still going to do farm sim videos, so still going to do some truck sim videos, both ATS and ETS2. So be fun stuff there for you to watch here on the channel. So we're just going to head down here to our pickup point, I believe, which is at the farm location. Something acres, I believe. Sunrise Acres or something like that. And looks like we made a mistake already. Turned in the wrong street. All right. Well, you know something. I make mistakes in ATS just like I do in ETS2 and Farm Sim. So I will leave that in there for you guys to see that I am only human. All right. So here we are. Look for our pickup there. All right. Looks like we got us a Dear John tractor. I can't back up any better in ATS and talk at the same time as I can in Farm Sim, so please bear with me. All right. We'll hook up here and then we'll pull out here and then inspect our load. Let you guys get a chance to take a look at that. So yeah, there we go. Oh, this actually says John Deere, so it's one of the modded tractors and trailers here in the game. All right, we'll release our parking brake, and head on out. Now we are on single player here. I do play a little bit of multiplayer. Well, actually, I play mostly multiplayer, I suppose, or I have in the past. I've played more multiplayer than I've played single player. This is my single player career profile. It's the profile that I started American Truck Simulator in back in, I guess, February timeframe, whenever this came out. Hopefully the audio levels and everything are fine. I did a test recording earlier this morning and they seem to be fine. Right, we'll get on the freeway here and then I'll tell you a little bit about the truck and a little bit more. Right, so yeah, this is the modded version of the Peterbilt 389 by Viper 2. It is one of the very best mods that I know of in both, ATS, ETS2, Farm Sim, pretty much any simulation-based game that I tend to play and enjoy. this mod pretty much tops them all. I'm not talking about course play and things like that. I'm talking about, like vehicle type mods. This is one heck of a mod. And I'm a little disappointed in the SCS version that came out, I guess, a week or so ago. I had said on my blog site many, many months ago when I first heard that the Pete 389 was in consideration for SCS to put into the base game, either through a DLC pack or just part of the game, which is what the direction that they ended up going with, which is great news, because it's free and free's good. But I had made a statement back then that I felt that SCS should just basically make a deal with Viper 2 and say, what is it worth to you? Because this mod is fantastic, both in looks, so from a cosmetic perspective, sorry about that, buddy. From a cosmetic perspective, sound perspective, features and functionality, as far as I can tell, this is a top-notch mod. And it still outshines, in my opinion, it still outshines the version that SCS put in the game. I don't know, what's your opinion? Of course, this mod wouldn't be available in multiplayer, so if you do want to drive the Peterbilt 389, you'll have to certainly use the one that is in game. You gonna let me over, car? And just like in many other games, the AI traffic is somewhat of a challenge. Trying to get my track IR set up correctly here for you, so my apologies if I'm resetting my view here a couple of times. There we go. I think that'll work. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm recording this on the 12th of November, Saturday, the 12th of November, the day after the U.S. Veterans Day holiday. So if you are a veteran, I appreciate you for your service. Or if you've had family members that are veterans, I appreciate you and them for their service and sacrifice to our great country and peace around the world. Let's just look and listen to this Peterbilt for a little bit here. We'll get on the 5 here and get rolling. Well, as I said, I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day. I'm not really sure how I will fit these videos into my rotation. Right now I'm releasing Farm Sim 17 videos, my Goldcrest Valley adventures, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So these may fit into the Tuesday, Thursday slot, or just kind of whenever. I do record them. I'm not necessarily planning on increasing my gaming time, and I'm really not planning, at least at this particular point in time, I'm not planning to decrease my farm sim time. So I think for now you can expect to have 3 farm sim videos a week. Although I've been reading a lot about the 1.3 update for Farm Sim 17, and I have yet to actually spend any time with Farm Sim 17 once this update, or after this update was released. And so I know that there's some potential issues with some of the mods and stuff, which is kind of normal. You know, anytime there's an update, we often have to uninstall or deactivate mods until updates have been made available. I understand from some folks that they were having some problems with the GPS mod in 17, but I believe 5.01 I think is working for most people that have that. Just get my speed on up here to 60. I usually, in the real world, I drive about 5 miles an hour over the posted speed limit. So as I tend to play these games with as much realism as possible, I will do the same here and just cross my fingers that we don't get any tickets. And look at there, we got our first speeding ticket. Oh well. We got plenty of money. California is pretty strict on their driving laws and such. You know, both Nevada and Arizona have increased truck speed limits. California does not. Oh well. You know, I've spent quite a bit of time in ATS. I can't off the top of my head remember how many hours. I think I have a couple of 100 hours in it, and had pretty much worn out California and Nevada. And then when SES released Arizona, it increased my enthusiasm a little bit for ATS, which was a good thing. And spent quite a bit of time playing ATS with Arizona. I think right now most all ATS fans are looking forward to the expansion. That's gonna be pretty awesome. I think the expansion of the map, or the scale, the rescale. That's what it is, the rescale project. Of course, we certainly are interested and looking forward to getting more states. Of course, there's some mods out there. There's the Coast to Coast map mod that's available that I've played around with from time to time, and currently at this particular point in time I have it deactivated just because I really didn't bother going out and taking the update for it for the newer version of ATS. And I've played around with the Mex US Can mod, and there was another mod I think that added a couple of highways in California. I think maybe the US 50 or the calendar, maybe it was US 50 California 99, I think, something like that. That's a pretty decent mod, and I'll probably put that back in. But I kind of get bored with the Coast to Coast because it really is just kind of a cut and paste of itself over and over. Most of the cities that's depicted in Coast to Coast are pretty much identical, and that's fine. I mean, the purpose of the Coast to Coast map never was meant to be any sort of work of art or anything like that. You know, Mantrid, the developer of that map, really created it for himself and told a few friends about it, and they enjoyed it and appreciated it, and he stuck it out on the SES forums, and people have enjoyed it. Now I've got a few mods that I need to outdate. Obviously that trailer pack mod there, that bright orange flaming thing that's rolling down the highway. All right, we're gonna have to pull in here to the scales. I believe that we're probably only a few weeks away from a new update for ETS2. I believe the France, is it the France extension or whatever is going to be made available for SCS or for ETS2. That's going to be cool. I do enjoy ETS2. You know, as I've shared with everyone on my Farm Sim series, my wife is actually from Belgium, and so we do get to Europe about every other year. Every 18 months to 2 years, we're over there, and so my mother and father-in-law live in Antwerp, Belgium, and my sister and brother-in-law live in Antwerp, outside of Antwerp. And so, you know, going over and visiting and seeing the Euro trucks and stuff like that, you know, that's kind of cool. And this last visit that we made back in July, I was really paying attention to a lot of the different types of Euro trucks, the Scanias and the Volvos and stuff like that. So I expect to see some ETS2 videos, sort of probably alternating with ATS. I don't really have the time to game every single day. Obviously I have a full-time, actually more than a full-time job. I work anywhere from about 45 to 50 hours a week, and some months, especially during the summer, historically it's quite a bit of travel, oftentimes, and so you know, right now I think I'm probably spending 10 to maybe 10 to 15 hours a week gaming. A lot of that is on Saturday and Sunday mornings before the family gets up. A little bit during the week. Once I kind of get home and have dinner and we have some TV time and everything, I'll come downstairs, and the wife, she'll go and read a book or something, and then I'll come downstairs and game for, you know, half hour to an hour or so. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you know, don't expect there to be, you know, 3 videos of farming and 3 videos of trucking ATS and 3 videos of ETS2. It'll probably be just kind of mixed and mingled in. And, you know, as I said, I think most of the, you know, us diehard ATS fans, obviously being from America, from the US, I enjoy ATS. I'm not going to say that I enjoy it over ETS2, because I enjoy that just as much. But I would say that, you know, right now, maybe a few drives a week in ATS until the rescale comes out will probably be about all that I'll really be in the mood for, I think. Alright, we are going to have to think about sleep here in a bit. You know, in my test video that I did this morning, I took a job from LA up to San Rafael, and that's basically why my truck was up in the San Rafael area. And the alarm went off, that beeping sound, and I heard it, and I think in the back of my mind I sort of thought, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look for a place to sleep. And I was just doing a test video, so I was kind of talking and narrating, commentating as I was going along, and I kind of lost my train of thought, as I'm so easily able to do. If you watch my farm sim videos, you know that I will often segue off into a different conversation, and then 5 minutes later realize, oh, I was talking about a plow or something like that, and come back to that subject. But anyway, that alarm went off second time, just like it is now, and again, I sort of dismissed it because I've spent so much time playing multiplayer where sleep is not an issue, and so yeah, we'll go ahead and pull into this motel because I'm not sure. Um, Not real sure if there's any truck stops. I do tend to prefer to stop in truck stops because it's easier in and out, obviously, and also it's a little bit more lifelike because as I showed you from the beginning, we are in a very nice sleeper type rig, and if we have a rig this nice, we probably wouldn't be pulling into a motel. All right, we'll set our parking brakes. We'll turn our lights off, turn our running lights on, and get some sleep. All right, well, cockle-doodle-doo. It's 11. It's 11 o'clock, almost 11:30 in the morning, and we'll just make sure that our rig and everything is all still there. Nice looking tractor. Um, could certainly use this on our farm in Goldcrest Valley. I guess that road goes nowhere, so nothing would be coming. All right, we'll get on the Interstate 10 here. Head out towards, I think we're going to Arizona, I think. I don't know. Let's see. Where are we going? Yuma. Yep. Yuma, Arizona. That's harder than it looks to try to drive in a straight line when you're outside of camera view. It's kind of interesting because if you've watched my Farming Sim series, you realize that I have been trying to do, as I try to reset my track IR there, for some reason or another, track IR seems to drift more in ATS in than it does in Farm Sim. But in any event, if you've watched my Farm Sim series, you know that especially if you watch the FS15 series that I did on Paradise Hills, you know that I was attempting to try to do more first person or in-cab driving, and of course with FS15, track IR or head tracking functionality wasn't native to the game itself, but it is now obviously in Farm Sim 17. And so in 17, I've actually been trying to do more first person driving, but before that, I found that I could only really drive in Farm Sim, again back to Farm Sim 15, I could really only drive in third person view. So basically, outside the vehicle view like this. However, I do struggle at driving in third-person view in ATS and ETS2. I don't know why. And this was really even before I really experimented with Track IR. I've had Track IR for a couple of years because I used it with Flight Sim. And but yeah, I don't know what the difference is. Of course, it could be that, in Farm Sim, your top speed, unless you're driving a truck or a very fast tractor, your top speed is really only if a couple of dozen miles an hour, maybe at best. And here with ATS and ETS2, we're doing 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 maybe. And your reaction time and everything, I think, is a little bit different, and certainly a lot more intuitive and everything when you're in first person view. And yeah, I'm driving with an automatic transmission for this video. I kind of thought that until I get a little bit more used to doing ATS with recording my video sessions, that I would convert it over to an automatic transmission for now, just to make it a little bit easier. I've got the add-on shifter that came out, the Eaton Fuller shifter that came out a few months ago for ATS, ETS2, and it's nice. It's a joy to drive. I still have a problem in the sense that my office, which is where I have my man cave, it's down in the basement, and I finished it out myself about 3 or 4 years ago, and put sheetrock, framed it up, hung sheetrock, did the floor, paint, the whole 9 yards, and the floor that we went with in the basement is it's a simulated wood grain tile floor, and we went with that just in case there was any sort of flooding or anything like that. I mean, basements are notorious for having water issues and stuff. And again, I'm aware that there's something wrong with that mod, so I'll take a look at that as soon as I can. But anyway, so unfortunately, because it's like it's a vinyl, but it looks like a hardwood floor, my chair wants to scoot back and roll on me. And it's not so bad if I'm just accelerating and braking. I can generally, unless I really have to brake hard, I don't really have a problem with my chair sliding because it's on wheels. It's a regular office, leather office style chair, nice and comfortable, and as it should be, because if you're going to spend several hours gaming, whether it's driving a truck in ATS or ETS2 or farming or flying or whatever, you want to have a nice comfortable chair. And I have a bad back, so a nice comfortable chair is important to me. If I try to sit in anything other than this type of a chair for longer than about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to pay for it for a day or two, because it'll really affect my back. But unfortunately, with trying to drive this in standard transmission, like an 18-speed or even 13-speed or whatever, I'm fighting my chair, keeping it from rolling when I clutch. And I've done a few things. I went and stole, which I got in trouble for by the wife, but I went and stole a small rug that she had upstairs, and put it down and put my chair on top of that, and that helped for a little bit. It still wants to roll just a little bit. The the carpet was kind of thin. So I don't know. I gotta do something. Need to pass this truck is what I need to do. It looks like it's hauling molten metal of some kind. And here comes another one. Yeah, typically anytime after an update, you may have some issues with mods, and either you might see that, like the tanker itself is orange, or maybe the wheels will be orange. It looks like the wheels are about to explode in fire, kind of like an F1 car, especially like during the Singapore Grand Prix, some of the night races. You'll see those brakes and everything. The wheels get really super hot from braking. That's kind of what they look like when there's an issue with. Oh, that's our second ticket for tonight. And that was really me just not paying attention, coming around that truck and not slowing down quick enough. So we'll set our speed at 58 again. So yeah, I'll address that. I'll figure out which mod that is that's causing a problem and update it. Looks like we're coming into El Centro, California. It will be interesting to see. I think personally, I think that SCS has done a really fine job in modeling this portion of the country. I have visited, Southern California, well, Northern California for that matter. I tend to go to the Bay Area, to Silicon Valley quite a bit with work travels. And I've certainly been around LA, San Diego, Phoenix, Tucson, Flagstaff, Vegas. I don't think I've ever been into northern Nevada up near Elko and some of those places, but I think they've done a good job modeling this area. But there's not a lot of variation, because really and truthfully, this entire three-state area, with the exception of the canyon area up around Flagstaff and northern Arizona and southern Nevada, it really is pretty much all the same. So they were, probably for the right reason, they looks like we've just crossed into Arizona. Our speed limit's kicked up there. We better slow back down. But they've been able to sort of model the terrain and everything looks really nice. So it's going to be interesting to see as they progress east. And I think everyone just, it makes logical sense that they will sort of move east and maybe northeast as they add additional states to the system. That they will have to change, because as you move further east, so the terrain changes and all of that stuff. So, and of course, as I was speaking about the coast to coast map earlier, it pretty much looks like this all the way across to the east coast, which obviously is completely unreal. But again, its purpose was just to simulate driving from one coast to the other coast, and of course they've added a bunch of stuff in between, and I kept up to date on it, and they added Denver, which is obviously where I live, and they added my hometown of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, and that was kind of nice to drive that area, but you know, it kind of all looks like Southern California and Arizona and Nevada, if you ask me. And let's see where they want us to put this. We'll try that. It's been quite a while since I've played ATS and ETS2, so you may have to forgive my backing up skills. I'll try to do this in cab, but no guarantees, okay? It's funny because my test run that I made earlier from LA to San Rafael, I nailed that. Look at that guy banging on that. That looks like a cedar drill or something. I nailed my parking, but because it was kind of a test video, I wasn't talking during the whole period of the video, so I'm not gonna upload it. But I'm going to try to straighten it up just a little bit better than that. Well, I don't really have a lot of room. That's part of the problem. And I've slunk down in my chair. Let's just kind of straighten up with the world here and pull forward, and we'll let that be as good as we can get it there. All right, well, another excellent delivery. 695 miles, 39 minutes. My 48th World of Trucks contracts completed. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you don't play ATS, I'm sure it's probably a little more enjoyable than if you play and if you're an excellent trucker. I'm a bit rusty, but I'll try to improve. And I appreciate you watching. I really do. Take care now. Bye-bye.